Okay, hi guys. Katie Rice here with Guild Mortgage, and Katie Shive also, who's under Katie Rice, but Katie Shive in the coffee bar is our monitor for, she does all our marketing and she's doing an amazing job. She's really trying to really provide some good content for you guys as agents so that you can be very relevant in this crazy time. So today we have two great guest speakers. We have Grant. Grant is going to wave. Grant is from Homebot, and he is the account manager at Homebot for us. And he is going to tell us how this is kind of a different platform that really our clients have really loved, and they're really using it. And we think it's a great thing. And Guild has invested tons of money into being a partner with Homebot. They're not technically a partner, but working together with Homebot, which I'm sure Grant will speak to. But all our clients' loans that close, they're signed up for Homebot so that they can keep an idea on value. So I'm not sure how many of you know about Homebot. Go ahead and put that in the comment if it's new to you. Grant can explain it. And then we have Amir, who is with Guild, and he is the national sales manager, and he also used to be the CEO of Keller Williams. And so he has worked with agents for years about how to prospect, how to go ahead and create relevant content for clients. And so he is a great source right now for us to really see how we can help you as agents be very relevant. And today he's going to talk about diving into the database with the help of Homebot. And he always has just great information. So it's going to be an open forum. If you have questions, please let us know. Again, we're doing this to hopefully give you more information to provide to your clients during this crazy time.
Yeah, well, hey, good afternoon, I guess. It's afternoon, right? Thanks so much for having me. Grant, I can't wait for us to get started. The two Katies, we're honored to be invited to be part of, I wish I could say I'm in Tahoe with you. It would be awesome, or I wish you guys were here in Arizona where it's nice and sunny with me. But that said, I can't wait to get started. And again, it's just an honor to be here.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm super excited too, guys. Whenever you guys are ready, I'll dive into this. We'll really start talking engagement, right?
Great. Grant, can you tell them what is Homebot and why it was created?
Of course. So before we hop into the presentation, guys, Homebot is the brainchild of our CEO, Ernie Graham. He was a top producing real estate agent for 10 years. He ran the innovation team at Realtor.com for a few years as well. But what he was seeing was that there was nothing out there in terms of marketing that really focused on how a homeowner can build wealth over time. So what he created was a comprehensive digest that sends out every single month automatically that actually focuses on empowering your homeowner to make better decisions. So it not only shows them the home value, you know, we have Zillow out there that gets 180 million views a month just off of home value alone, but we have the equity, how they can leverage that equity, and ultimately how they can build wealth over time. But you as the real estate agent are positioned as the wealth advisor. We're not trying to sell leads. We're not trying to do anything like that. We are making sure every engagement your client has is back with you as the professional. So is that a nice little summary right there, Katie?
Yeah, and I think that's the one thing I would like to get across to the agents who are going to get involved in this is that you're the only agent that's going to show. I think, you know, when they go on Zillow, when everybody's looking for their home value, who doesn't want to know what their home value is? And so they're going to start looking. If you can provide that to them once a month, you're going to stand out. And we're not trying to sell something. This is just such an amazing tool that I would feel remiss not sharing it with you guys.
Well, and that's really why this is so important to talk about in terms of a database strategy, right? Is that what Grant just said is that we're a wealth determiner for our clients. And as realtors and as loan officer partners, we help determine the wealth because we're helping them see that every month. What Grant said in terms of those 180 clicks or 80 million people that go on to Zillow to get their home value, that should be something that is provided by the realtor, not by an online advertising company, especially if you want an accurate one. And so that connection with the real estate agent and being able to use that real estate agent's capacity and the knowledge of a real estate agent who created the platform instead of an advertising company, those things all inherently provide that database touch that is so important today, so that we become, I think the neat thing is what you said in just the intro there, is that there's digital disruption going on. And I know that you're going to talk about it, but the reality is that you either are part of that disruption by partnership, or you have to go create it by capital. And that capital will be Zillow. So I think this conversation today is even more needed than ever. So I think it's great.
Yeah, and that's just one piece we're going to be talking about today too, guys. So everyone on the call, Katie, okay if I share my screen?
Please.
All right, perfect. Sorry, I really got to start saying Katie Rice versus Katie Shive here, but Katie Rice, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And Amir, Katie, what we just talked about, really big on the client engagement side, getting to leverage your current database of past as well as current clients. But it's not just about that with HomeBot. We're going to go over these 3 keys to success today. So number 1, like we said, client engagement. How are you going to stay in front of your database every single month automatically to help you generate more repeat referral business? But most importantly, to stay in front of your clients during a time when there's a lot of disarray, when everyone's finding themselves sitting on their butts in front of their laptops, and ultimately they're looking for an advisor. Number 2, we're going to focus on your pipeline. How are you going to create a lead generation machine out of HomeBot? How are you going to qualify motivated sellers? And how are you going to figure out who your motivated buyers are? And finally, like Amir said, digital disruption. How are you going to stay in front of your sphere? How are you going to work with your lender partner to consistently create a flow of people that are interested, engaged, and really want to connect with you as a wealth advisor? So Amir, I'll put this question to you. What would you rather be, an advisor or a salesperson?
The challenge with that question is that a true salesperson is an advisor. You want to be the salesperson that advises your clients instead of sells your clients something that they don't need, or that you're trying to convince them that they should buy. By being an advisor, you're providing them with the information, the data, and also the knowledge to be able to help them navigate through the data. That's the difference about being a realtor in this process and a loan officer in this process than an advertising company. The advertising company just wants clicks and wants interest. What we want is engagement. What we want is repeat and continued business from our database. That only comes from being a trusted advisor, which is a great salesperson.
Yes, sir. And you hit the nail on the head there too. And what's more important than being an advisor for the largest asset that someone will probably ever own? Like you said, the real estate agent, huge. 83% of what the average American retires on.
Did you see today in the news that if you wanted to, literally, oil today went to negative $37 a barrel, meaning if you have a big truck and the capacity to hold oil, you can go to the oil manufacturer and they will pay you $37 a barrel to take it off their hands. Like, you don't have to buy it. You now can just go get it, right? Like, they'll just pay you because they have so much of it. That is, that's a challenge with investing in something that you can make too much or too little of. The best thing about home equity is that everybody on the call knows that we still don't have enough homes for the people that need them.
Yeah, that's
sorry to go on my I watched CNN this morning.
That's a good point. And it's so amazing to me that 83% home equity, like, people are not saving, they're putting their money into their houses. That's where
I don't know about, like, most people don't save a whole lot because we love the shiny object. The great thing is that if we just pay our mortgage responsibly over time, when we get done with it, we've got a big old piggy bank that we forgot about.
Yeah.
And that's what's insane too, is we're talking about this right now, but the average homeowner doesn't realize that They think that they just get the keys, they're on their merry way, and they don't realize all the things they can do with their home to build wealth over time. Refinancing, adding additional principal payment, everything that should be going on in their head. There should be some switches going off, some wires connecting, but they don't.
Can I put you on hold for right there for a second? I think that's so important why we're on this call together, is that while this information is for the consumer to purchase and to look at the equity of their home, the relationship between the loan officer and the realtor is so important in this process. Because and I say this, I'm a licensed realtor that has the fortune of working for a fantastic mortgage company. Meaning that I always defer to my loan officers when I have questions about, should I refinance? What would it look if I added an extra payment? Would it make sense right now to pull some of that equity out? What could I do with some of that money? What could I do? The best thing about the realtor and the loan officer is that we provide fiduciary information, and we are there as a fiduciary and the trusted advisor for our consumers. But we wear different hats when we do that, and neither of us should wear both. That combination of the loan officer, the realtor, allows us to be able to to provide the client the right information, provided that we're wearing that right hat.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head there, and it's something we at HomeBot like to call the trusted triad. You've got your lender, you've got your real estate agent, and of course, at the middle point of the triangle, you have the homeowner. You want to provide them all of that wealth of information in conjunction, and ultimately, that's what HomeBot's going to do. HomeBot's not only going to help you foster that partnership between the lender and the real estate agent, but most importantly, you're going to provide value to your client. You're going to be sending them this wealth digest every single month automatically. It's going to show your client everything they can do to build wealth over time. And it's going to position you as that tag team, that dream team that ultimately is going to provide them that value. And Katie Shive, I'm actually going to poke your shoulder. Let's talk a little bit about the engagement for Katie Rice's HomeBot. How is this digest that sends out every single month, how heavily is that engaging her clients?
Yeah, we have about a 78% digest open rate, which means that 78% of our clients at least open it once. Our multiple open rate is even higher than that. So of the 78% that open it, I believe it was like 112% open it more than once. So that's right there that, Sally Smith is open multiple times in a week or throughout the month to look at the tool. So she's engaging with the platform a lot.
Nailed it there. Yeah. And that's the whole mantra behind all marketing right now. Everything that's going on. I mean, empowerment's the new in right now. Everything that people are releasing, everything that's important to homeowners, anybody in general, any American out there, is they want empowering content. They want value-add content. So the fact that you are providing this every single month is not only giving something valuable to your homeowners, but also you're just flicking a bunch of light switches. If someone understands what they can do with their equity, or if someone recognizes how they can potentially leverage that to maybe even trade up to a new home or buy an investment property, that's all just filling up your pipeline. And our goal, of course, is the same goal as everyone has, especially your lenders. We want to keep you constantly in escrow as the real estate agent. And ultimately, this is how it's going to happen. We're going to be sending this out. You'll see here that every single section of this is powerful, starting from the valuation of the home to how much equity your homeowners have, how much they're paying towards principal as opposed to interest, refinancing opportunities. Every single section is just another touch point. And the best part is this email comes directly from you as the real estate agent. Every single connection, every button they click, every message that they ask goes directly back to you. But your lender's there to help as well. Because we know you don't want to pick up the phone and talk about it 15 versus 30. You don't want to get heavily into the financing side. So that's where the partnership really comes into play. On these sections like refinancing, if your client has a question, they can actually reach out to your guild lender directly as well. And that's really where Amir, like he was saying, that conjunction comes into play. You want to be able to tackle things from the entire sphere of knowledge that you have, and ultimately HomeBot can really connect your homeowner to you and your lender through that.
Well, I think sorry.
Grant, I have a question. Sorry, Amir. So now I can't, because obviously Guild has done this. So all our clients, if somebody has sent a client to us, they're automatically getting this. How do we work with someone who like just signs up? Because we don't see their data. We don't see their clients' data from my understanding. So we never see that, but they would have to click on to bring it over to us. Like the client would have to decide they want to ask about a lending option, and then that's when we would see their client's information, correct?
Yes, excellent question. And just for a little bit of background, I'm going to unwrap that one just a little bit more.
Okay,
So
great.
all those real estate agents that are on the call, when you first sign up for HomeBot, let's say that your Guild loan officer sends you over a link to sign up. What we're going to do within the first 24 hours of you signing up is we're actually going to send you over an email, and that's going to have a list of what we're looking for in terms of client information. And it's really simple. Like Katie was saying, your lender will never actually have access to your database into HomeBot. We just ask for an Excel file. You send that file over to us. HomeBot uploads all your clients for you, and they start receiving this every single month automatically. And the only time when your lender is involved is in those financing activities. So if I'm the real estate agent and I'm sending this out to all my clients, my information is going to be front and center. But if they happen to have a question on a financing activity, that is where my lender's information will show up. But every single message that your clients send out to your lender, you also get an email of that as well. So you are always in the loop too. Does that answer your question, Katie?
Absolutely. And then I just think, I know for me, and I don't know if my agents feel this way, but I feel like I'd like to talk about how much it costs right now, because I know like it's important and it's so inexpensive that I just want to kind of take that word away because it's so inexpensive. It's what, $25 if they want to upload over 500 contacts. Is that correct? And then they're going to get this every month, you guys. They'll get your picture every month with the value, and you can change the values, etc. But I just think that's so inexpensive. And if you want to try it, you can upload 25 for no cost, right? So that they want to try it with 25 of their family or friends or whoever they think is important.
Well, I think that, you know, what you're bringing up is a couple things, that there's very low cost to this. Yes. And the cost is not a cost, it's a small investment in making sure that you're providing that information that is so important right now to the consumer. Now, the difference between, and while you were talking, Grant, I was paying attention, and I went and I got myself a Zestimate, right? And the Zestimate, the challenge with the Zestimate is it doesn't have a realtor tied to it. It doesn't have a loan officer tied to it. It has a company tied to it. And that company right now is telling me my house is worth $80,000 more than it really is. I can't go into the Zestimate and change it. But I can go into my HomeBot when it was reporting $60,000 lower than it was and ask them for a resubmission of that, where it came in at the right price. And what that enables me to do is to then have an idea of what my real equity is and what the actual piggy bank looks like instead of a false piggy bank, right? That false piggy bank doesn't do any of us any good. But to be able to provide a system that is tied to you, the realtor, if it's for $25 a month, awesome. If it's for more, you can't put a price to the millions of dollars that Zillow is competing daily for the same information in a less manageable way. All the charts that I'm looking at on your screen aren't available on the Zillow screen that I have. I don't know how I would have to find that information, but it would take me research and time. Whereas what we're doing is we're providing that value. This is a value. And if we were able to reach out to 25 people for free as realtors and say, hey, Grant, it's Amir. Hey, would it be of value to you if I signed you up for something that I think is better than a Zestimate or going to Zillow that provides you with the value of your home that you already own? Would it be of value if I shared with you a tool that I'm thinking about using? I think you're one of my friends and one of the 25 people that I'd like to at least kick the tires on this thing with me. if it's something of value that you like, I'd like to then be able to share this out to others. And I would trust that you would want to introduce some people that I might not know to this value. Would that be fair? Could I have you be one of my guinea pigs?
Perfect script there.
Right? I mean, like all day long, we should be able to make those 25 calls real easy to at least get the ball rolling. And then if everybody says, you know what, no thanks, I'm good, I like what I got, you can turn around and say, maybe this isn't worth my time and investment. But the thing that I know and that Grant knows and that Katie, that we all know from experience and what Katie shared with you in terms of the stats are that you get 112% return on 78% engagement. That means that those people liked it. And if they liked it, I guarantee you it's easier to make the call and say, hey, did you like what you opened? Because you're going to get a report that tells you who did. And then they're going to tell you yes. And then you can then ask, would it be of value if I offered it to any of your friends that I might not know? At the bottom of the sheet, put in their name and it'll go out for you, right? Like all those things are just neat little things that we get to use by thinking about this being a tool that we get to utilize together in partnership instead of going out to a company like Zillow and someday losing our livelihood because they decide that they can make it for cheaper.
Yeah. So we had a couple questions come in that I think we want to address right away. One is the cost is $25 ongoing. It's not introductory. It's not like we're going to get you in and then suddenly, no, it is a $25 ongoing. And that's because Guild does some of that, right? And I know you were going to talk to us about that, and I don't mean to jump ahead on your presentation. I just wanted to make sure to answer that question.
Yeah,
is that something we should address later? Or?
Yeah, so I saw that question too, Katie, and just to be sure that we cover both sides of it, the HomeBot free version that you're going to be sending out to everyone after this presentation as well, that is for up to 25 clients, and there is no time frame on that. So that's the first piece. The second piece is once you go over 25 clients as a real estate agent, you nailed it, Katie. It is $25 a month. That's month to month, no contract. And that's for up to 500 clients that you can upload as a real estate agent. If you want to add an additional 500 clients, it's only $10 a month extra for each additional 500.
Again, there's not a newsletter that you could send out for 2,000 people that costs you $35 or $45.
Yeah, that's what's so
I mean, it's just insane, right? You don't have to come up with any of the content, and it gives you an open rate so that you can track who you can actually contact. I think it's just amazing.
Yeah, because you can contact them afterwards and say, what did you think? Do you think that's, whatever. And then the second question, which I think is a great question too, which we had talked about, Grant, is Christy asked how do you guys value it? What's the algorithm, et cetera, that you value this at?
Yeah, so this one's actually going to be fun. And Amir, you touched on something too that I'm also going to pick into about the virality of HomeBot and how people can share it. And you know what? I'm going to actually jump into the system for it. So for everyone on the line, this is kind of what a HomeBot dashboard looks like. We're actually taking a look at what your clients will be receiving every single month. So this is a sample homeowner. The home's valued at 628 grand. Don't worry, this isn't my home. I'm still in my mid-20s. I got some work to do. But what we're talking about is where does HomeBot get our values from? So first, we get them from a company called Black Knight Financial Service. They're one of the largest providers of automated valuations in the US. But there's a few things we do different from all those other companies out there that are trying to drive a wedge between you and your clients. Number one, like Amir said, his home came in at about 80 grand more on Zillow. Zillow builds a formula that actually inflates the values of their home to give people that idea that they feel rich, but they're not actually becoming rich. So what HomeBot does first is we actually build a formula to make the values a bit more conservative. But the real kicker here is this piece. We're actually saying, hey, listen, computer models are just models for a reason. If your client thinks the value of their home is off, they can actually click this button, tell you what they think the value of their home is, and ask for an expert opinion. And when they do click that button, you receive a text message as the agent, you receive an email that says your client wants to tune their value and they might have a CMA request. So we're not only letting your clients know that they can reach out to you for that expert opinion, but we might be tipping you off on who your motivated sellers are as well. So we're helping you drive new leads that may be potentially motivated sellers that may drive your listing business too.
Yeah, because how many people don't contact their agent when they want to know what the value is? And isn't there a huge, from what I remember hearing something like you guys have a certain amount that when they do ask for a value that has been able to turn over into a sale? Is that, do you have that number?
So the way we like to put it is, number one, people have to tell us how their engagement is and ultimately if they did get any transactions. But from our data, what we typically like to say is that real estate agents usually get a listing within 30 to 45 days of signing up. That probably pays for HomeBot for about 15 to 20 years, right?
You know, the great thing about what you said is if you sign up and you communicate with your database, the chances of somebody being interested in listing with you goes up dramatically when you provide it with information that helps them make that determination, right? It goes back to, do you want to be an advisor or a salesperson? This tool gives you the reason once a month to have a conversation to see if there's an opportunity to do your service. All right, once a month, it gives you a digest of all the people that open it and all the people that do the research, all the people that tune their value, all the people that look at the information on hand. The great thing is that it also tells you who doesn't, right? So the neat thing about that is that it gives you the ability to reach out to those that engage with it immediately, but it also gives you the ability to reach out to others that might not and find out a little bit more, dig in a little bit deeper, do a little bit more of our salesmanship that comes from providing the information. Again, you have to be a salesperson. And I would venture to stick my neck out and say, today more than ever, we have to be able to be an advisory salesperson, right? We have to have the sales acumen and the data to advise on.
You nailed it there, Amir. Yeah. And once again, too, it's like you said, even if you're just getting started and you want to do the free version and just talk to your VIP clients, throw stuff against the wall to see if it sticks. If you're not throwing anything, you're not going to see what happens here. So like you said, just call those VIP clients, call those people that you know will test things and break them, and add those as your first 25. Ask for their opinion, see what they like about it. And like you said as well, if someone does like HomeBot, we actually even made it easier to share. So if someone likes HomeBot, they can actually just go and they can copy the invite link, paste it and send it to whoever they want to. They can share it on Facebook. They can invite friends, and every single person that signs up will start getting HomeBot from you as a real estate agent, and you're building your sphere out, right? I see you smiling over there.
This is just killing me, right? I mean, this is just easier than it used to be. The great thing about this is, again, this goes back to that digital disruption, being able to share it on your social media platforms. The awesome thing is, I don't know about anybody on this call, but if you try to get me to put the right picture with the right link to the right thing onto one post, I mean, I've got to go in that post 3 times just to get the location right after I posted it. So, I mean, like, it's not me that can do this. The great thing is that what this is very simple. You can do it a couple ways, and you can educate depending on your level of expertise. So if you're really into social media, how hard would it be to share that on Facebook? Ask everybody that's your friend to share it on Facebook, make a TikTok out of it. I don't know, all kinds of fun things. Or if you're old school, you can copy and invite that link via email, via text to your VIP clients, to people that they like. I think it's just, there's so many great things that we can utilize this for and make it so much more robust. And it makes you, the realtor, look so much more in today's technology in control of how we can add value.
Grant,
Yeah.
I have a question
Yes.
on that. So the agent and myself as a lender could both share it on our Facebook pages, and then clients can come in and just like random people can go ahead and sign up for it.
You know, the 5,000 friends you have on Facebook? Yes.
Cool. I did not know that. And then just to go back to one question someone still had, is the algorithm still similar to what Zillow has? How is it different than Zillow's algorithm? That was the
Excellent
question.
So where every company out there gets their data from is decently similar. There's two big companies out there. There's CoreLogic and there's Black Knight Financial. So both of those provide the initial automated valuations. From there, it's all about the formula you build. So like I was saying a little bit earlier, Zillow, their formula they build on top of the initial data makes the values more inflated because they're all about playing to the vanity of feeling rich, not becoming rich. But what we do at HomeBot is our formula is pretty much the exact opposite. We actually make the values more conservative because like Amir said, we want this number to actually mean something. We want people to understand what their equity is, and we would much rather be conservative. So they click this button right here, and you as the real estate agent professional, give them that most updated value. No one knows the neighborhood better than you. Done.
There's a big difference.
That's what I'm excited. Sorry, Amir. That's what I'm excited about is to, and can you tell me if this is possible? Like, because we are sending it out to our clients, and obviously we use what the appraisal value had been when they purchased and what's on record, etc. And then it continues to go up. But what I'm excited is that if I partner with a realtor, would they be updating the value? Would I be able to see that, or would it just stay on their side?
Now that is probably one of the best questions that I've had in a few months. And what the answer is to that is actually around our method of how we do real estate agent and lender co-sponsoring. So that partnership, HomeBot will actually recognize when you have shared clients. And what happens is HomeBot says, hey, listen, we've got a lender co-branding a real estate agent. They have the same client. We don't want that client to receive two separate emails. And more importantly, we don't want them to receive two separate values because an agent may do a CMA and it may change the value on theirs, but it won't change the value on what the lender sends out. So what we did is HomeBot recognizes, all right, lender, real estate agent, co-branded. They have the same client. We unsubscribe the lender from sending HomeBot, so the client only receives one HomeBot digest. It comes directly from the real estate agent, but it has both of your information on it.
Oh, that's so awesome. That
and that's that co-sponsorship.
Because that would really help us because we're in such a unique market, you guys. I think, as we know, Zillow, HomeBot, everybody has a little bit more trouble because we are definitely not cookie cutter. So that's great. Sorry, Amir, did you want to say something there?
No. I was just applauding.
Yeah, that's amazing. That will be really, so you guys, please, if you even just do 25, that would be great because I think it just really adds to the client's trust of us as a team. So that's great.
Oh yeah. And another really important thing I wanted to touch on, guys, is number one, we're going to hop into our next key to success in just a second. But I know that Katie Shive wanted me to talk a little bit about the California Association of Realtors and how that factors into things. So what we did is we actually had a partnership made with the California Association of Realtors. For those of you that are actively logging into your system, you may start seeing HomeBot show up on there. So what's really important to note is that if you do sign up for a free version of HomeBot through the California Association of Realtors, you get up to 25 clients and you have 30 days to find a lender partner to co-brand with you on HomeBot. But it's very important to note that you also have a watered down version of HomeBot until you have a lender. This holds true for everything. If you have a lender co-branding you, you will have access to the buyer's side of HomeBot. And the buyer's side is about 50% of HomeBot's functionality. It's what we're going to dive into right now. So keep in mind, you can sign up through California Association of Realtors. You do get the free version as well, but we are requesting that you co-brand with the lender within 30 days of signing up too. Katie Shive, does that kind of roll well with good? All right, perfect. All right, so Katie Rice, Amir, you guys ready to hop into the buyer side of HomeBot?
Let's do
I'm
it.
excited. Yeah.
All right, and
I
Amir,
haven't
of
seen it,
course,
so I'm excited.
you haven't seen it? Oh my gosh, this is gonna be fun then.
I've seen it, but I haven't known how to use it, so I'm excited to understand it more.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. And Amir, I'll actually let you roll into this one for us too. As a real estate agent, how important is it to always have a consistent pipeline coming in?
Well, I think that, the challenge for most agents is that we get caught in the activity of working with our active pipeline. And so when we're working with our active buyers and sellers, the main thing that we take the foot off of is the lead generation. And that becomes kind of that cycle that we see in real estate of I'm busy, I'm not busy, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm not busy, I'm busy. Meaning that I'm busy doing the business, and then I've got to stop, go find the business, and then I got to do the business. So there's the lead generation is the first thing to go when we get busy.
Love it. Yep. You nailed it. Man, you're hitting the nail on the head constantly here, man. But the buyer side of HomeBot, exactly what you said. There are ebbs and flows. There are different waves. There's high points. There's low points. What HomeBot really excels at is filling in the gaps on both sides. So if you're the busiest agent in the world, what HomeBot does is we engage your clients every single month automatically. So we're always keeping them nice and warm for you. But also, we're helping you generate more potential motivated sellers, and we're helping you nurture your potential buyers as well. So now, when you actually have time, you can actually go into your HomeBot and you can start nurturing all those leads that we've been keeping warm for you. When on the flip side, if you're the busiest person, you can be reactive because you have homeowners reaching out to you, you have buyers reaching out with questions, and you can keep it going that way too. So
well, I think the best thing about, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think that the best thing that you're saying is that no matter what type of agent you are, what this is leverage. It's leverage to be able to do more in the same amount of time that you have.
Exactly. And that's what it's all about. You got to optimize your time. You have to have your systems working for you. That's one of the most important things in marketing. You need to have systems that can help you build your business, scale your business. I love where your head's at there, Amir. And how this is going to help is we understand you've got a whole different side of your database that are people that are focused on potentially buying a home. Maybe they're an investor. Maybe they're a current homeowner looking to trade up. So what we created is investor grade insights on when and where your potential buyers should think about buying. It's called HomeBot for Buyers. And what you're seeing is it's a nationwide heat map. If I was a potential buyer and you set me up on HomeBot, I could look anywhere in the US and I could see zip code by zip code, neighborhood by neighborhood, exactly what I should be thinking about. Where are the hot versus cold markets? Where can I afford the most square footage? Where can I find the cheapest buy? This is all national MLS data that we're pulling in to help people better understand the buying process. And we're linking them to you. Again, every aspect of HomeBot is meant to keep people within your pipeline. So for all the real estate agents on the call, if you have an IDX link, if you have a link to your listings, a realtor.com link, you can actually send that website to us. And when someone has a question on a certain zip code, they can actually go directly into your link and they can start looking at listings in the area. Once again, it's another way to keep your clients off of different websites, to keep them from typing into Google, and ultimately to keep them warm. So when you get that notification fresh in your inbox that says your client is interested in a zip code, you can immediately reach out to them. You understand exactly what their question is, and you can actually get them set up on that custom home search and really get them into that next step of the process.
You know, it's interesting that you bring this up because in some ways, someone might look at this and go, well, oh, This is a lot like Zillow. The challenge is that with Zillow, you said it earlier, they inflate your price so you go shopping, right? And you go shopping by going online to the other side of Zillow and looking for houses. And when you do that, they sell that information to you, the realtor, right? Like if you think about it, Zillow's entire business model is to get them to want to buy, and then they sell that lead to you now at a 35% referral fee or whatever the case might be in the local market. I know your eyes just like bulged right there, Grant, when I said that, but it's true, right? In Phoenix, we're seeing 35% referral fees from Zillow to take a lead that should have been yours anyway, right? Meaning that if we are doing a great job of being able to communicate the value of our tool set to the consumer, we have the ability to go back out and own the data, right? And that's the difference is the data are the people. And if you have the ability to provide the same type of rich experience that the consumer is ready for, and the leverage is that we have the partnership. You just can't go build an IDX portal for $45 a month. You just can't build a newsletter portal for $45 a month. You can't build all these things that intelligently tell you who to go out and talk to for $45 a month. I think it's just insane. And the great thing about that is that what this enables you to do is provide that same consumer experience, but provide it in your platform at a scale of cost.
And you, once again, Amir, like you're spot on there. And the biggest thing that you touched on that I get a million hand raises back when we were allowed to go into different rooms and give presentations is whenever I went to my room of loan officers or agents, what I said to the loan officers is, so you got a bunch of agents, they're probably on Zillow, they're probably on Agent Premier paying $1,000 a month. How would you like to be the lead generation agent machine for your agents? How would you like to consistently pass off good leads coming directly from your database to your clients every single month? Every single lender would jump from that number 2 spot, that number 3 spot, all the way up to number 1 because you're helping your agent grow their business.
Well, now, then you're not a lender. You're not a lender. You're a partner. There's a big difference between being a vendor and a partner. A vendor provides you with material. A partner provides you with value. And what we want to be is your value partner.
You nailed it there, yep. And every single month, that's just consistently providing value, like you said. And on the agent side, you are going to become your own lead generation machine. Because
you're providing the value, right? All of the stuff that we do is going to take some type of capital. Sweat capital, go ahead and go out and build yourself a newsletter every month. You know, you can go out and get yourself a newsletter. You can go on WordPress or I don't even know. Constant Contact, you name it. There's all kinds of places that you can go in and put the effort. And then you can go pull research from your MLS and pictures from here and links to your IDX, and you can totally do that. But I guarantee you, if you're looking at your hourly rate as a realtor, there's no way that makes sense.
Okay, so we have 10 more minutes, you guys. I just wanted to give you that alert. So I don't know if there's something, Grant, that you feel like they really need to hear for this next part. Or Amir, that that we should share.
Of course. So what you all really need to hear is that every single thing I've shown you, if you were the busiest person on the planet, this is all automated. Your sweat capital is you go into your CRM system or you go into your Excel file, you send it over to us and we upload it for you. That's your sweat capital. But if you have time, if you want to consistently nurture and you want to actively seek out who those people are that you think are going to be your hottest leads, we've got a flip side too. You can be entirely proactive in HomeBot. Every single thing that we're sending out to your clients, every single month, we actually give you a look behind the silver curtain as well. We will show you minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, what every single one of your clients, what every single one of your buyers is doing. And this is where the wordsmithing comes in. This is where the scripting comes in. If you want to go in and you want to see every single person that's kicking butt, or if you want to find a call list for the week, make this your call list. This is incredibly simple. Find the people that are looking at it. Find the people that are looking at it more than once. Pick up the phone and figure out what they're doing, or even better, set up an online consultation. Hey, your market may have a lot of opportunity. You may be able to trade up to a larger home for a lower rate. Or, hey, I saw you were looking at this zip code. let's pull up your HomeBot and let's talk about it. Or let's set 15 minutes aside and we'll go through your HomeBot and figure out where you should be looking. And now you not only have value just got your foot in the door to setting up a meeting. And ultimately, that's what you want. Even if it's a Zoom meeting, you want the face-to-face, right? You want to be able to dig in there and be that Sherlock Holmes.
This is what blew me away by the system. I really liked this, being able to see how many times they open things. And
I mean, the intelligence is, business intelligence is something that we take advantage of or take for granted of today. It used to be the silver bullet of the past. I mean, data today is what we call it. It used to be called business intelligence. And really all that is what can you do with the data? And if you have the ability to parse yourself and see, it's 112 of my digests were sent. 130 times they were opened. I mean, that's just extra credit right there, right? Like 82 of the digests were viewed, meaning that not only was it open, that they actually went in and read and looked, and then 5 actually sent out, what is my home worth? If I'm a listing agent and I get 5 people raising their hand asking me how much their house is worth, chances are, if I'm anywhere, if it makes sense, I'm going to help them list. But the best thing about this is exactly what you just said, Katie, and what Grant you just showed, is that you get to see the engagement. It's just priceless. You said, pay for one listing and pay for 15 years of HomeBot. I love that that mentality that we all have is like, all we need is one. But the reality here really is that if you engage in this and you are able to make your phone calls to the most engaged people in your database, you'll win.
yeah.
It's all about staying in front of your clients. If you're that person that they remember, that's what it's all about. And that's what we're getting after too. I mean,
and if you're the person that remembers your clients, they'll remember you more. So when you email them, you remember them. When they see your emails, they think that you did it. When you call and ask them if they opened it, if they have any questions, they know that you care. We're all, as realtors, wondering, what the hell am I going to say to them next month? Well, if every month I have a good reason to call, it makes it a lot easier to make the call.
Spot on there. And also, too, just being respectful of time as well, guys. I know Katie Shive will be sending out an email for anyone that wants to sign up for Katie Rice's HomeBot. You can sign up for the free version, or you can sign up for the paid version. For those of you that do want to sign up for the paid version of HomeBot, I want to put in one little final piece here, just because we're working with one of our favorite guild teams. Use this code to waive the $50 one-time setup fee. That's for just on the
Look
webinar.
at that, Grant 50. How do we get an Amir 50? I'm kidding.
I love it. Well, thank you both. I know, Amir, you probably could go on for hours about diving into this as a database, so we might bring you back on for that. And Grant, I hear we're going to bring you back on in a few months to kind of.
Yeah, I would love to see a progress report from all the people that we get engaged in this. I would love to help anybody that wants to engage in it. Any kind of script practice you want to do, any kind of, knowledge sharing or masterminding in terms of how we can best utilize this.
That's a great
I
idea.
work for Katie. I work for KD's. So anytime you guys need me, I'm more than happy to help.
And Amir too. I just bought a house in Scottsdale, so we can tag team this in person next time.
Oh, I can't wait. As soon as we can see each other.
I love it. Okay, and so then also just a reminder, you guys, we're putting a lot of things on our new Tahoe Truckee professional group. Katie will send a link to that so we don't bombard you. We're doing a lot of events live that you can do with your clients as well. We're doing another one Wednesday night. We would love to be your partner in this. I know you have choices. We really want to continue to add value, and it would really help us out if you guys do decide to do this, to please use us as the lender so that we can continue to provide you great service and give your clients hopefully great advice. We don't let people refi unless it's going to benefit them. We really give solid advice, and we hope to be your partner for life. So that's it for me. And if you have any questions, please let us know. I know we're kind of getting close to the time. It's 1:26. We have time for about 4 more questions. And if anyone needs to drop off, totally understand. But if you have any questions, please go ahead and chat them to us. And I know whenever I ask that, nobody does it. So have questions, just let us know. But I wouldn't bring this to you if I didn't really think it was value. Our clients love it.
Do us a favor. If you want, just sign up your house. Sign up with Katie
Yes.
to
Great idea.
get on HomeBot so you see it.
Great. Yeah, I highly recommend that. We're happy to have you hop on, and we've had clients who they have their friends sign up. So it does work that way, that once they like it, they sign up their people. So I think that could be really helpful for a lot of you. So
I love it. Thank you guys all for making the time to be here with us today.
yeah.
Thanks for having me on too, guys.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for making the time, Grant. And Katie, thank you for making sure every question was answered and putting this all on as well. So
Awesome. Let's go get HomeBot.
yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, thank you all. I'm gonna let you go then. I don't think we have any questions, right, Katie?
Nope, we're good.
Okay, have a great week, you guys. Make it a good one.
Guys.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.